Was Zudor in the last game with Gazine?
I was not.
Okay.
I guess.
Is he new to the group completely, or was he in a different game?
I was in 2 other games.
Got it.
Zero the Time Wizard. Remember, I
remember him.
We were in the desert, and I peeled off from the party at the beginning, citing needing to pee, and then say, "We'll do the dehydration. It's more like a penal dry heave." Then I disguised myself as a merchant and introduced myself as a very important business person.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you were missing. It was Mike was here last time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now we're missing Mike and Loki. The recording's going. It's going up.
Yep. Give me 1 second.
Alex is the paladin, right?
He's just a fighter. Okay. The other one indeed is a paladin, but I think I'll let let's get a little bit closer to ranking up.
Okay, so you were all in the Wise district of Absalom. To read the intro, you were outside. You were in the vicinity of the Black Rose Museum. It rises into the night sky, a single black spire severing the moon in twain. You see black iron gates surrounding the exhibition hall that seems to almost grind and protest against the wind that kind of moves it back and forth. You see that the museum's large oaken doors stand partially ajar, just enough for a body to slip through. A silver gray mist is belching forth from the cavernous darkness within. You wonder how you ended up here, standing at the precipice of unknown terrors, and instantly Venture Captain Hadriel Hestrom's wide looming face is conjured in your mind. His words ringing out a memory as he clearly spoke to you all only hours ago. He called you all in short notice as you were present in Absalom. He looks at you all. The Black Rose Museum is cursed. Some darkness has descended upon the place, and those who enter are blasted with evil and left raving through its halls, almost more beast than man. Its curator, Nigel Aldane, is an old associate of the society, though he had a disagreement with us and had to step back some years ago. He kind of looks away sheepishly as if he remembers some kind of disdainful incident. He has that kind of look, like, you remember, that look that you probably make whenever you think of something embarrassing you did in high school? It's the same kind of look that he's giving himself at this moment.
You think he could be involved with what's going on now?
I'm not sure. He's long denied society's access to the museum, keeping all of the collections of relics and scrolls from all of us and under his own nose. And he seems to always be one-upping us in terms of acquisitions as of late. The family he married into, of the Black Rose family, are very proliferate in terms of lineage. I believe the last generation of them had 17 daughters that all married separately and then kept their Black Rose name. So the family is very widespread. Excuse me. The trouble that happened at Black Rose Museum, though, seems to have begun this morning. A Pathfinder, actually by the name of Lugazar Trantos, returned after spending months in the Mwangi Expanse. We expected him to come in after he got off the boat, but he went directly to Black Rose instead, selling whatever he had, and then he just took the money and ditched. By all accounts, from the people who saw him, he didn't look like he would when he first went to Mwangi. He looked not young, but upbeat, chipper, and adventurous, but when he returned, he was just gaunt. His eyes seemed yellow and unfocused, and he seemed to have a rasping cough. And whatever he brought back with him, we believe it might be causing the Black Rose Museum's ills. We've tasked you to root out the cause and see if you can put a stop to it.
It's probably the orangutans.
Aren't those cryptid?
No, I can read them just fine.
We do actually have procured a map from one of their old workers, and he pulls out this parchment and hands it to you. He will show it to you.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest you try to head to the offices first to see if you might be able to find Nigel. Any information he has could lead to something that we might know he might know what's going on and how to stop it. We don't know much, but you're welcome to ask the locals if they know anything. Out of character, if you wish, like to do a knowledge history to just know about some of the lore about what's going on, or if you want to use knowledge local or diplomacy on your way to there, you could gain information to help you with your job.
Oop, 25. I put a lot of points in history because it would be really stupid if the time traveler didn't know history.
Okay, so as he's talking and he mentions how he brought something back from the Mwangi Expanse, you think about what you know about the Mwangi Expanse. You know that the dark interior of the jungle, there is a demon lord named Angazan that is worshipped, who is described in the Book of the Damned as a foul primordial darkness, a foul-breathing demon who grunts prophecies of blood to apes and madmen. You know that there is a gorilla king's dread city that was founded 100 years ago by cultists that worshipped him. Said that they captured the souls of monkeys and wood grain idols called tiktons. And monkeys' tormented spirits became the slaves and playthings of the demon, who murdered them and replaced them with deep-seated hate and wild madness. Rumored to shred the sanity of anyone who spends too long in the presence. And let's see.
As I said, the orangutans. Their fault.
And in particular, the Tiktan legend was spread by a brave tribe in Mwangi known as the Jambala Jog. They created ritual knives crafted out of bone handles and obsidian blades to slay these demons. Legend speaks of a deadly mist of the Tiktan, invading men's hearts and seeping into their mouths. And rumors are that anyone wearing a scarf or other protection against airborne menace is immune to its effects.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Gazine pulls a
Probably a
scarf.
good thing to pick up on our way.
Gazine does not need to get the TikTok.
Cope beat me to it.
Gazim seems a little
We
too
should
old for
thank
Tikton.
those of the Jambalaya descent to further knowledge on the TikTok.
Yep.
It'll seep into your heart. Take all of your time.
But yeah, that's what you gain from history. So Zudor just kind of thinks for a moment. He's like, "Oh yes, I remember this from my studies," and just spouts out all the information.
Flashback to 10,000 years ago where he accidentally bumps a vase off a pedestal. Whoops! And black demon mist starts coming out of it. I'm sure that's fine.
But yeah, you can and you can also do a knowledge local, or you could, as you're heading there, do diplomacy. Not required, but if you don't want to do that, we can just jump into the next part of it.
Gazine will ask the locals what they know.
Yeah, might as well. Probably not much.
So Gazine, you're not used to polite society all the time. You go up to somebody, and you're a rather large, imposing individual. You just kind of go up to him, give him a long sniff. You look like you know things, and they immediately just shuffleboard away, not wanting anything to do with you.
I do not
Uh,
think they speak common here.
as they're shuffling away, Alex, you're able to like stop them, like please. And as you're talking to them, um, they do when you ask them anything about the museum, you ask them anything about the Pathfinder that sold to there, whatever you see, you think they might know. He's like, yeah, I believe, what's his name, Mr. Trantos. Um, from what I heard, he seemed to write letters to his brother and wife for all the time, but after a few months, they just kind of stopped coming, and they thought he was dead. But yeah, with that, that's all you kind of gather. You gather a little bit of information about Lugazar that has sold the idols to the museum. But all in all, not really much. So what you all doing? Do you want to head towards the museum, or do you want to make a stop?
I just picked up a scarf real quick.
Yeah.
I just spent 1 gold coin. It says it's 5 silver pieces to 5 gold coins. So I hope you didn't mind. Just 1 gold coin made it easy.
Yeah. Some
It's not magic.
Gazim is going to buy 2. He can't decide whether red or green is appropriate.
Wisdom.
Oh, brilliant.
Meanwhile, this shopkeep is like, I just got paid so much for a fucking scarf. It's like I'm eating rice tonight.
Does it come in slim?
It comes in cloth.
Ah, I see a haggler. Another gold coin.
Yeah, you're able to grab the scarves and wrap them around to protect your faces.
Mhm.
What does Gazim go with for his scarf? Red or blue, red or green?
He's going to twist them together.
Gotcha. And as you're approaching the museum, just kind of give a second to kind of take it in. What would you all look like in terms of appearance as you're approaching? Like, could you be describing what your outfit looks like, what weapons you're carrying, just any kind of like semblance of like what you look like as you're approaching?
Yeah, you want me to start? Green skin, top knot, black ponytail, chain shirt, giant great sword at his side with a giant battle axe on his back, and he is wrapping a mask and scarf around his face and head as he approaches the ancient museum.
Gotcha.
So I'll go next. Zudor, kind of a tall, lean elf. He's got slightly shaggy, blackish gray hair with a full beard, very Obi-Wan Kenobi looking. He's wearing like a leather coat with like a vest and a button-up shirt underneath like that, and he's got like an over-the-shoulder messenger bag that he keeps his spell book and a lot of stuff in. As we're approaching the museum, he turns to Alex and Kazim and says, "All right, now, as we do this, it's vitally important that no one mistake our intentions and believe that we're looters or something. All right, masks on," and he ties a red scarf around his face and pulls out his crowbar and head towards the museum.
Very much agree.
Alex being a fit 20-something young man, close-cropped blonde hair, leads down to what is now a blue scarf covering his face. Breastplate covered by Andorian tabard. And other fairly nice clothing. He is trying to make an impression on people. Now, if anyone's going to be mistaken for a looter, it might be Gazim, but we've got official business.
Anyone who sees this knows that this red duster I wear over my chain shirt is that of Kadirian royalty. I got it off a dead man.
Some townsfolk just walk by. They're like, They look at the red scarf and the blue scarf on Alex and Zudor, and look at Gazim kind of sharing the two. They're like, they did it! They ended gang violence!
Crips and Bloods will be together.
Sorry, I couldn't help but make that
Yep.
joke after you guys kind of lined me up there.
I was workshopping it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will bring you over to a map. You are all right there. As you are outside the museum I described, it looks like it was once. Zudor, you would know with your intelligence, just general knowledge. This looks like it was once an observatory that was repurposed into a museum.
Hmm.
Once meant for studying the stars and planetary bodies, is now used to house relics of the past. The door, despite being closed on the map, is slightly ajar, just enough for this silvery mist to escape out there. As you approach, you see it kind of like coil around your feet almost, but doesn't seem to find purchase as you're just out on the outskirts of it.
Yeah. That's a great sign. I mean, we knew going in there's this mist, but still.
Come now, all my favorite places are cursed.
You ever try to go to a non-cursed place? It's boring.
Yeah. Ergothon
There's
nightclubs are the best.
All right.
Seems gonna go ahead and draw a sword and push the door open with his foot.
Should be able to click on the door to open it.
Oh, nice.
Yep. As you open the door, it creaks with the very ambient creaking sound of like a haunted mansion. You feel an unnatural cold permeate the chamber. You see tendrils of gray mist just floating around about waist length around the room, heavily obscuring the lower portions of your bodies as you step in.
It's a bit more than a mist.
Mm-hmm.
Just obscuring.
The grand entranceway has a vaulted ceiling that is supported by 6 pillars that actually casts the room in a radiant light from continual flames on braziers mounted on the walls. That gives it a very silvery haze that fills the atrium, giving an impression of almost something alien watching from the glowing fog.
Not to fear.
Keep your guard up.
So long as the mist isn't red, we should be fine.
Happens
It's
when it turns
obscuring.
red.
Obscuring my better half.
You're not a bleeder, are you?
I prefer not to.
Then you'll be fine.
But as you approach or enter, the mist is very thick, and you see it like almost cling to you, and like you have to like brush it away, and it looks like it's clearly like it's more than just a normal mist. It does seem to actively be like touching you rather than just wrapping around you like normal mist would just pass by. But with the cloths on, yeah, with the scarves on, you seem to be fine from any effects of it at the moment.
We shall move toward the office. That is where this man will be dead.
Mm-hmm. The rooms are all quiet. Or not the rooms, but the hallway is very quiet. Don't seem to hear anyone moving about.
Anything displayed on the walls or anything like that?
Let me double check, but I think so. Yeah, the room that you're for the entryway room. It's hard to see through the mist, but there are various tapestries, paintings, what looks like old weaponry, and like that are made of like bone, bronze, and various other things, just kind of like decorating the wall.
All right, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gazim, as you enter this room, let me scroll to that. The mist here is almost congealed into a thick and silvery fog that almost cools your lungs as you walk in. Arranged throughout this large hall, you see exhibits on funerary traditions of different civilizations, with corpses that are preserved in a stillness against the walls. You see a giant warrior loom from a haze, his arms crossed at his chest, his helm solemn and still. You see different various sarcophagi and a few glass cases where withered dead are held upright by rods and string. Just a grim exhibit of what looks like long dead citizens of fallen empires that had been erased from the past. Above the hall, in basically fantasy equivalent of Comic Sans, is a placard that reads "The Honored Dead" in red calligraphy.
It's best not to disturb the dead.
The offices were back this way, weren't they?
Yes.
I can see the door.
Hold on one moment, though.
No, I'm sure nothing will happen to you.
as you approach or enter the room proper, you see the sarcophagi begin to rattle, and you see a couple of the skeletons that have been like strung up in these glass cages begin to quiver, and very appropriate for undead monstrosities. They seem to break free from their cages and rip through. The one in particular seems to draw your attention. In the corner of the room over here, still with a decent amount of flesh clinging to him. This creature, its helmet is just like kind of like the Dovahkiin helmet, where it's like the top part of the head.
Mm-hmm.
But the bottom part is just missing a jaw, but a long, like 3 foot wide long tongue, just kind of not 3 foot, like 2 foot long tongue, just kind of hangs loosely at it. As I will say to you, roll, it is clearly a ghoul.
Mm.
I will them to token layer.
Initiative I shall roll.
Let me bring up the initiative tracker. Okay. Put on some combat music.
At the rattling. All right. Straight at him, a split up. To Gazim as to what tactic he wants to take.
I will destroy them all is the best tactic.
Music's a little too loud. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Believe everyone's on the initiative. Yep. Going into descending. Alex, you're able to react with a trained swiftness to the onslaught of the undead. And you're up first.
I can even get within range of one with a move action. 20 for 10 on skeleton looking dude.
With a practiced maneuver, you've seen this before, maybe not in the exact situation, but you fought skeletons before. You turn your blade as you run over, and with the flat of the blade, you hit its head that just spins in place for a second before tumbling off, just dropping that skeleton immediately.
Yeah, I should have paid attention. They don't get back up, but shouldn't be too hard.
It's a good start.
Other skeleton is just going to charge at Alex and make a single strike with a scimitar.
Close, but no cigar for the scimitar.
I see what you did there.
Yep. You're just able to bring up your weapon and just block the attack. The weapon the skeleton's using is clearly old and weathered by time, so it's not able to. I'll say actually, yeah, with that block, you're able to just shatter the weapon, and you just see its claws like kind of grasping at you, but finding no purchase.
Okay.
Zombie is going to just move its movement over to Gazim, and that's all it can do.
I've destroyed his weapon with the power of rhyming mockery.
All right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use as a free action one of my daily uses of prescience. So I just roll a d20 and then log the result. 10. Okay, that's middle of the road. Good to know. I am then going to run up over here. Let's see. I still have more movement, but that's enough. And I am going to cast Mud Ball at the ghoul. So I have to do a spell attack roll for against his touch AC. 18.
18 will hit their touch.
All right. So he is blinded, and he needs to do a reflex saving throw on his turn to get the mud off.
Yeah. Or at the end of the turn, I think you can make a reflex save again. But yeah.
Oh yeah. But either way, he doesn't roll it now because Zudor, I remember from a previous Pathfinder Society, we fought ghouls in a ship, and I'm immune to the paralysis, but these two are not. So locking that shit down.
Yeah, paralysis is no fun.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Gazim.
Kazim will 5-foot step up and power attack with his great sword.
That hits, and you just cleave this thing in half. Its body is old and weathered, and more leather than actual bone and flesh. Yeah, we'll just cleave it down.
Move action, he wipes off his blade. Disgusting.
Ghoul's going to go. Let's see. It has enough intelligence. It's going to wipe off its. Use its action to wipe off the mud from its face.
All right. So it's a reflex save.
It says the mud ball can also be wiped off by the creature affecting it as a standard action. So
okay.
It doesn't actually require a save, but it does waste its turn to do that.
Yeah, still progress.
Mm-hmm. I still love that spell, even if they can just use an action to wipe it clean.
Yeah.
It still takes an action to do so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's great at low level.
Try and save.
I mean,
is it a cantrip?
It's a first level spell.
Okay.
I forgot. It is going to move this direction, but
it's still pretty good at higher levels because it still could potentially blind someone because it's just touch AC.
Yeah, touch AC. No save blinded, so
yeah, and blinded.
And it's going to take a full round attack from somebody.
Yeah. Okay. Could just shove past this one to get at the bigger threat, but no sense leaving it at my back or to go after Zudor. So 20 for 5. That probably won't break.
You're not able to destroy this one as cleanly as you destroyed the last one, but you were able to get a solid hit in and does a little bit of damage to it. And its body is already not the greatest shape, so it still doesn't look long for the world.
He's a little past long for the world, but all right.
The expiration date is just a number.
Can't think of anything I have as a move option, so I guess that's turn.
Okay. Skeleton is just going to take 2 claw attacks at Alex. So, claw.
Oh, that one will connect.
Take 3 damage. It just happens to hit that right spot between your armor, and its claw kind of dig into your flesh a little bit. And it swings a second one, and this one you're able to just parry. A couple of its fingernails fly off, but it's still going. And that's all it's going to do. Zoodle.
I'm gonna reach into my coat and I'm gonna pull out a scroll of magic missile. And I'm gonna expend it to just automatically hit the ghoul for 1d4 plus 1.
Go for it.
3.
3 points. It takes it. It's still up, but oh wait, I actually hit minus 63, not 3.
Yep.
It is not taking that much damage from a single magic missile.
Then I'm just gonna scooch, and that'll be my turn.
Kazim, there's a ghoul
Kazim will
in front
let
of
out a low grumble, enter rage as a free action, and then charge the ghoul with his greatsword straight up over his head. Try and bring it down. Smash a full +2 to this attack for charge.
you.
27.
27 will definitely hit, and yeah, this thing is just more Play-Doh than corpse. Just destroyed it. Making quick work of the ghoul. And Alex is left to try to clean up the stragglers.
Mm-hmm. Then again, it is a skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
Still hit.
No, that actually does miss.
Oh well.
The skeleton gets another chance to hurt you. It is going to attempt it. 2 claws.
Mm-hmm.
Just feebly attempting at this point.
All right. Guess I'll just wait. What do I have prepared? Cantrips. Aha! Ray of Frost. Don't need to do the ranged attack roll. Aha! 7. Miss. Moving on.
I think skeletons are immune to cold anyway, but
Well, whatever. It missed.
I mean, haven't you ever had that chill that goes down to your bones? Clearly it affects them. Kazim, there's a skeleton hanging out.
Yeah, I was just checking what fatigued does to you after you end a rage. Neither run nor charge. Takes
rounds.
+2 strength and dex. Fatigue.
Like once you're done with
Okay,
rage and
so
you're
you can still
fatigued for
fight.
like twice. Yeah, I think you're only fatigued for like twice as long as you raged, isn't it? Like, so if you spent 2
Yep.
turns raging, you're tired for 4 or something.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and drop the rage now, so it'd be a -1 to this attack.
Go for it.
But I want to save my rage rounds in case we have more fights.
yeah, you don't have too many.
Low level's pretty bad.
That'll miss.
Yeah.
So 11. Flanking? 13.
13 still miss.
Yeah, it's double rounds. So 2 rounds, 1 more after this. Let's see. This skeleton's being the hardest enemy of the bunch, so.
Sure, if I need to burn another magic missile on this fucker, guys.
There he goes.
Still not down because it does have resistance against slashing. So
Kids these days.
Don't have to actually burn resources.
Just pick your teeth.
it's going to turn its attention to Kazim, the new target. Actually, we'll just say it claws both of you because it's just flailing at this point. So 1 on each of you. So that's Kazim, which will miss, and that is Alex, which will also miss. Zoodle.
Need anything, or should I just wait, or?
Give us another minute.
All right, I'll lean up against the wall.
Let's keep an eye out for anyone coming up behind.
Yep, non-power attack this time. Let's try and land. There we go.
Okay, yeah, with that it'll be finished off.
He takes slow, steady aim and just winds it up like a baseball bat.
I know I can get this, damn it.
And you'd actually be done with fatigue, too. It's 2
Yep.
rounds.
I always just reward at the end of each encounter. So, because this is all coming at the end of the mission, you get debriefed and you get rewarded. So each of you gain 182 gold for this encounter.
Mhm.
I do forget. I know at least one of you is Andorran, right?
Yeah.
So, Alex Andorran. What are Zudor and Gazim?
I'm Taldor.
You're Taldor.
I am Kadira.
Gotcha. I'm just keeping track for like faction points and stuff.
Yep. That's all I was
Do we
making
have
jokes.
secret missions in this?
Yes, there should be a handout for your faction. The Kadirian faction handout would be the one you're looking for.
Got it.
Also, before we press on, I just want to take a quick bio.
Yeah, no worries. Go for it.
Mhm.
Are we in Absalom?
Yes. This is just in a district of Absalom. Because this is like, Absalom is basically like the mega city of this Pathfinder setting. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but think of that D&D city that
Blackross?
the Black Rose Museum is the one that we're in right now.
Oh,
I say Waterdeep is the D&D one.
Yeah, Waterdeep is the D&D one. Do you need me to give you a typed out version of that, by the way, Cope?
no, I could squint my eyes and read it.
Okay, just checking. Because I can just copy and paste it for you.
No, it's okay. Black Rose was just spelled with no E on the end of it.
Yeah. It's probably pronounced something else, but I like the name Black Rose more than Black Ross.
Indeed. Nobody likes Black Ross. He's a jerk.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're the evil version of Bob Ross.
I still can't get over that they have, like, in the actual dub of in Dragon Ball Super, don't shoot him, he's not black. Because Black Goku.
Mm-hmm. You'd think they'd have done a better name than that. Not even necessarily because of the implications of what would lead up to that
Country.
line.
Mm-hmm.
First time it ends up being like some dude like the Supreme Kai
Mm-hmm.
who had decided to look like Goku. Possibly the only plot twist.
Richard, do you have the blue bar tied to AC somehow?
I do. Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, mine still has that bug where it doesn't move when it should move.
I mean, that's just a roll 20 thing.
Yeah, when I clicked on my rage button, it went down to 14, so that was cool.
Yeah. With the tokens, you can actually assign each bar an attribute. So, like the green bar, I have assigned to HP. The attribute on the blue bar is AC, and then if someone has something they want attributed to the third bar, I can put it on there. But I usually just leave it blank.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed it moved the hit points too. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're just waiting for combo. So,
what is prestige?
I'm back.
So prestige. It is. I might get it wrong. I can go back and tell you later, but it determines what rewards you can buy between sessions. I believe you get a first upgrade to your item shop at prestige 15. And like completing the
Yeah.
side missions give you an extra prestige point or two. Like sometimes the side missions will give you 1, sometimes they'll give you 2, and you always get 1 for completing a society game.
Yeah, that works out. I'm at 7. I think I've only missed like one of the.
Yeah, I think I remember the first. I think it was either the first or the second mission you guys did. You guys didn't do the faction mission.
Yeah, I think you said the second one was. It was the one where we were trekking across the desert because the mission was vague and it was actually like buying the slave boy off the dude or freeing him somehow.
Yep. So some of the missions are kind of vague. So.
Anyway, everyone's back. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, after you're able to dispatch these undead, the room again once again becomes lifeless and droll as the fog just kind of covers up the bodies as they fall down to where you don't even visibly see them without having to strain. And what remains is just an empty room full of macabre scenery.
Yeah. After a brief pause to make sure they don't get back up, you think we should head on to the offices back there?
Yes, but before we do, looking at this map again, I made quite an interesting discovery. If you look here, the name of the museum is lacking an E on the end. I'm fairly certain that means their name is Black Ross. I think this family's a sham.
Perhaps.
Nobody liked Black Ross. This is well known.
But yes, to the office.
Make a French joke. I honestly barely remember that show.
As you're approaching this office door, the door itself was once what looks like an expensive frosted glass that is now broken in shards on the floor, and fully exposed. Like the door's off its hinges, the glass is shattered.
Mind your
That's
feet.
gonna be a bill.
Frosted chips, very out of style.
Gazim, as you enter, within you see several desks that lie overturned, papers in disarray, and chairs smashed to kindling. You see a sturdy steel cabinet that sits in the back of the room. It's not pictured here, but like these last 2 tiles here. It sits against the back wall. Its doors seem much battered and dented. The mist here is different from the mist you've seen so far. It roils on the floor and the ceiling together, creating this weird patch of visibility where from knee height below, it is almost completely solid of mist where you can't see the floor. And then about a foot or two overhead, it does the same thing where the top is just completely smoky mist. And you see tendrils of mist kind of slowly going up the sides of the walls, almost
Is this a window
swirling.
here?
I think I saw
it
a
is.
novelty vase like this once.
Ah, yes, lava base. Can I open this window and see if any of the mist will clear out?
It does not open. You can smash it.
Smash.
You smash the window, and there is some mist that pours out, but it's very slow. Kind of like how you saw exiting the door, where it would exit slowly and kind of dissipate out the window.
So he's gonna sheath his great sword and switch over to the battle axe, and he's gonna hold it near the blade and use the handle down on the ground to kind of push in front of him. If this gentleman is in here, he is most likely dead, and we should recover his body to make sure.
Yeah.
He's going to kind of like search like a blind person with a stick in front of him as he walks.
Yeah.
Pour on me for bringing up moral qualms, but perhaps we should not shatter windows to release the poisonous cursed mist into a dense city?
I couldn't
Probably
see.
a better idea, yes. I'll be kind of shuffling forward, like so I don't trip.
Yeah, as you guys enter the room, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Okay.
Just finding it. 16.
You hear a vague, what sounds almost like weeping coming from the metal cabinet. It's just like.
Think
Now someone's
somebody
alive in
put.
here.
Yes, I think somebody put Black Ross in the locker.
But yeah, proceed as you will. Okay, stop right there. Gazim, as you get to here, you hear, I can't do the sound, but like a monkey howl snarl as two men jump from the ceiling onto you.
Time to get down.
These two men look almost like Gazim. You would see them and think nerds. They have what looks like full business casual suits, at least the equivalent of like Pathfinder world. You see one of them still has glasses that are looped around his ears. And they look like their hands, while they look like they've been elongated into claws, also have what looks like ink stains upon them. And as they scream, the crying from the metal locker just grows and starts, like, now it's just incoherent babbling and screaming. Like, keep them away from me! I don't want it! I don't want it! No! No! No!
Richard, I don't know if it's relevant in this encounter or not, but I have a wizard ability that says I always act on the surprise round.
This will be a surprise round, so.
All right.
Yeah, and as a barbarian,
You cannot be flat-footed, and you do not lose your dex bonus to AC. Yep.
Yeah, I can act on the surprise round, but I'm still considered flat-footed. But I should be able to get a spell off.
Of all people to go in ahead, Gazim was probably the best one for it.
yeah, well, I've been doing that. Pathfinder strangely has the barbarian as like the thief. I don't understand that.
I mean, they do kind of fit the same niche of scouting ahead, really.
Also, this is not a turn thing. It's just something I can do. I'm going to use a version of my ability Forewarned, which will allow Kazim to add a 1d4 to his initiative roll.
Cool.
By expending one of my chronomancy points. Temporal points.
Guess I like.
So yeah, go ahead and roll your initiative for Gazim, and then you can add a 1d4 to it.
Flashback to 3 hours earlier before we enter the museum. And remember, Kazim, just in case monkey scholars drop upon you from the ceiling.
What? That will never happen.
Don't do that, apparently.
Okay, surprise round start. Both of these people will make a slam attack against Gazim at flanking, so this will be +2 to the roll that I roll. So, first one. Second one, they cannot roll for shit, so don't worry about that one. They just wanted to spook you a little bit. Alex, this is surprise round.
That's me.
Zudor. Yep.
All right, what spell do I which? So fewer spells than Theobard.
Mm-hmm.
Level
2.
Yep, level 2. I'm just going to use another magic missile. Let's say hit the one on the left.
Go for it.
Four. Have to use up these magic missile scrolls because I remember they're level 1 spells, so they're only ever going to do 1d4 plus 1.
Yep. Pelts into him. He kind of like arches his shoulder back as it hits him, but he still seems to be snarling and feral. Gazim, surprise round. Now we are back on the start of the turn.
I act.
You don't act. You just don't get the penalties of being surprised. Okay, now they are going to do the same thing, and maybe they'll roll better. Well, one of them did.
21 hits.
Yep, so you take 4 points of damage as the guy's hand just slaps against you. It's like full open palm too, where it just like he swings it wildly and it hits your torso, and just open palm bitch smack.
Kazim, watch out! They're versed in monkey style.
I don't believe these two have ever had any combat training. This one hits like your mother.
But yeah, their eyes are just kind of glossy as they're just attacking you and screaming incoherently. Alex.
And the gas is definitely affecting their minds. I'm gonna try and take them alive. I'm gonna swap to non-lethal on the longsword, hit him with the flats, and completely miss. Woo!
As it happens. Brings us back to Zudor.
3 if it weren't a natural 1.
All right, moving there. Gonna pull out my light crossbow. I'm gonna brace it on the wall, and then because I have no faith in myself, okay, that's good to have banked. Light crossbow attack. I shall replace the 6 I rolled with a 16 to make it 19.
And do you have precise shot?
I do not.
Well, good news. 19 minus 4 will still hit.
Ooh, I totally forgot about that. Thank you, Preston. And I'm targeting the same one I did before.
Yep. Shoots into him. Like you see it like sticking out of his back, but he still seems to be ignoring it. Though you definitely see it does kind of like slow his movements down a little bit. It is clearly affecting him.
That damn monkey gas.
That it for Zudor?
Yep.
Gotcha. Gazim.
Lop his head off. Nope. I should have moved first. 5 foot over here. Can you 5 foot diagonal like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 5 foot there.
It will. Since you only did 5 foot, it won't provoke. But
Yep.
on the start of their turns, they're just going to reposition to flank you again.
Yep.
1, a 2.
1 will hit.
Yep. So you take another 5 points of damage. As the same guy just keeps open palm slapping you, and it really hurts.
Kazim is angry.
Step up and try the same thing again.
That one will hit.
11. This is the non-lethal attempt.
It'll be an 11 to hit with non-lethal.
Yeah, because it's -4.
Give me your morals.
Yeah, that'll still hit. They don't really have much in the way of AC.
Okay.
So that one actually goes down. Doesn't look dead, just looks unconscious, but it's still there.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah. Okay. That it for Alex?
And then Kazim, they're not in their right minds. Although I know if I hit on 11, unless that other one's got better AC, that great axe should have probably connected. Or was he trying to do non-lethal too?
Huh? Oh, I don't think he. Oh yeah, he wasn't trying to do non-lethal, huh? Okay, so no, that 14,
Kazim
that
doesn't
11.
do non-lethal.
Yeah, that still would have hit. The guy is still up, but sorry. Rewind. Yeah, Gazim, your great axe did hit, but he is still up. So, still Zudor's turn. That guy that was hit by Gazim's axe actually does look rather wounded.
All right. Let's see here. Yes. C. Wise. Oh, that's not good. That's worse.
Don't you want to replace that 2 with a 1?
Yeah.
So does that hit one of us without a precise shot?
Nah. Only if it was a natural 1. That's why I wanted to ask if you wanted to swap it.
You hit like your mother did.
What is that? You just see him get a moment of recollection. What does that mean? And he just slices off his head with that attack because he is just dead with that attack.
Okay.
I'll give this
Yeah.
guy a blue dot to indicate he's not dead.
But he's now disappeared in the ground mist.
Mhm.
He
So we
slams
don't-
down with his axe. No,
Yeah,
I'm
so we
kidding.
don't lose the living guy and we'll put him on one of these desks while I assume the other guys are investigating the screaming.
Yeah, it's still happening too.
I can retrieve one of my crossbow bolts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Saving money.
I think the general rule is for every 2 you shoot, you can recover 1 unless it's in a circumstance that you can't recover weapon.
Right, or if it's
ammo.
like special use ammunition or something.
Yeah.
So, should we get that man out one of your ways or my way?
Nope, I live
Okay.
here now. Go bother someone else. This is my home
Nope.
now.
Nope, we're getting you out.
I don't want to get out. They'll attack me again. You'll attack me. I'll be eaten.
They're
weren't talking to you?
indisposed at the moment.
Your opinion is not a part of this discussion. I turn back to the others.
And actually, shut the hell up. Gazim wants to see what Zudan's way is. Zudor.
You said it's like a filing cabinet, right, Richard?
Yeah, it's basically a metal filing cabinet.
Yep.
It's pretty heavy though. It's not like a light one like modern day ones.
But is there like a lock mechanism on it that would have it open or visible hinges?
It's like a latch one.
Okay. I'll just use a scroll of break and just break the locking mechanism on it.
So the latch breaks off, and you see this rather rotund individual kind of just roll a little bit comically out of it. He looks up at you. This man definitely has a little bit of a rotundness to him. Clearly because of many hours at a desk and probably a fondness for sweets. You see his multiple chins quiver and shake with terror. He's like, please don't eat me. I swear I don't taste good.
Well, we weren't planning on it. We're here to, I guess, rescue people.
Oh, thank God. And he like points over at the other two. Kadarn and Yanis. He looks over. Ooh, Yanis. Ooh, because he looks at the one Gazine just cut open with the axe. Like the mist came around and it seemed to like go into their mouth, and they just started acting feral. They attacked me, and before I could know anything was going on, I was lucky to get into this cabinet and shut it from the inside.
Yeah.
The damn orangutans, I'm telling you.
Sort of,
Pushing
where
me
this
orangutan.
mist came from.
I don't know, but I swear I smelled something wrong with those stupid monkey face things I saw that Lugazar brought in. I have a nose for trouble, and no one ever listens to me.
All right, well, you can tell us more as we get to you and this man out of here. I don't have any rope on me. Gazine, could you get the other gentleman's shirt?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Gazim is going to give the guy from the cabinet one of his scarves.
Oh, thanks. You notice that he seems to be fine in this mist. It doesn't seem to be affecting him. But he takes it. He's like, he sees how you all wear it. And he's like, oh yes, of course. And he puts it over and tightens it.
So I'm gonna start dragging the unconscious one to the entrance. And
Just push him out the window here.
on the broken glass.
Wait. I do have something. Hold on a second. He like, not like for carrying it, but like he reaches into the closet he was in, and he pulls out this cloth that looks like it was like very old.
Yep.
And it has a little tag on it, and it said that it was cataloged along with the Tictan idols, courtesy of Lugazar Trantos. It's like, I don't know what going on, but I swear it has something to do with what he brought in, and this was in with it. I don't know. Maybe it can help with figuring whatever out. Nigel, he was in examining the idols when the mist showed up. I don't know what happened to him or anyone else in this place.
Out of character, this is the guy we were supposed to come find in the office, and he was supposed to help us.
You were supposed to find Nigel, the one he's talking about.
Ah. Is there any record of when this came into your museum? Do you keep records here in the office?
Go ahead and give me a diplomacy check for that.
How about an intimidate?
Hey, you can do an intimidate too. I'll allow that. He's like Gazim. I picture Gazim saying it nicely, but he's just a little too close, a little too imposing, and probably still holding the axe
blood
that has
from his
blood.
buddy.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, of course. And he just goes back into his closet home and pulls out this scroll. There's like several parchments kind of rolled together, and he hands it to you. This is the catalog of whatever we brought in the last few months. Should be.
Show me here where this shipment came in.
And yeah, he unrolls and shows you and everything.
Well, while they're doing that, I'm talking with Alex about shoving the unconscious guy out the window. And I'm saying, I see your point about the broken glass, but, and I point to the crossbow bolt that's still in this unconscious guy that I put in there, I feel as though damage has already been done.
Yeah, well, no need to do more. He's under the effect of this curse. Seeing the other two over there, I'll just put him back on the desk and use his own shirt to bind him. Since I don't have rope on me.
All right. Do you know where these exhibits are?
It should be in the main hall. It is like the grand exhibit hall is where they were putting them on display. I believe what's his name, and that's me going to find out the name of the guy.
Nigel?
No, someone else. Excuse me a second. Sheg, I believe he's a new hire. He's working security. He should have the key to the main hall. Unless you can, I don't know, break in, I guess, but I don't know where. I don't know. You look strong. You seem you can handle it. Can I go? I think I need a day off.
Yes, you may go out the window.
We should find
Is it not safe to go through the door?
It's not safe to go through the door. You may go out the window.
Yeah, whatever corpses you had in the other room came to life and attacked us on the way in, but they should be permanently dealt with now.
You could know these
Out
days.
the window it is. And you see him start scrambling out that window that Gazim broke, and it is a sight to see. This man is trying to squeeze out a window that's a little too small. He's able to get through, but you see him like cut himself a couple times.
It's like the fat cat going through the dog door.
Yeah, basically.
Kazim's going to roll up those scrolls and keep those in case those help.
Yeah, you have the scrolls that you found that he handed you, and he also handed you that one that looks like a little bit different. That looks definitely what's it called? Mwangi in design.
It talks about this shipment that came in.
That's the parchments that you got that he handed to you afterwards. The first one he handed you to is it came in. It was wrapped. The idols were. This was wrapped around them as a cloth covering, and it has some writing on it and stuff.
Put that on the desk and let everyone study that for a minute.
Yes, can I see a face of God?
I don't know. Roll me a linguistics.
Does it have a made in Taiwan?
No, it's made in Mwangi.
15.
15. That is enough. So you're able to. I don't know. I picture Zudor having studied languages in Mwangi at one point in his time.
Oh yeah. Every time he passes through the gap between Pathfinder and Starfinder, it fucks with his brain, but he remembers stuff.
The script in the cloth is a warning about the corrupting powers of the idol, but also has a powerful chant that can dispel their influence over men.
Mhm.
Not that you have one, but a bard can use this as a way to countersong the effects of this mist. But since there is no one, you can use it as a one-time use of a break enchantment scroll.
Mhm.
If you need to break the enchantment on somebody.
You see, chaps, it's right here, written in clear text. Who's I am. Who's I am.
Now, who is Uswai?
Who?
Yes,
Why?
that's what I'm asking.
I am? Sorry.
Oh yes, the scroll that came from the great lands of Sugandis.
Over the mountains of Fremunda.
Yep.
Well, either way, this is going to be a one use of break enchantment, which is on the wizard spell list, but not my spell level, so I'll have to spellcraft it. Thankfully, I have an 11 and. Oh wait, would we spellcraft a UMD?
I can't remember how. Let me check.
I don't know if you need to roll for if it's on your
Yeah,
spell.
because I got a 0 of UMD, but an 11 in spellcraft. It's just I'm not high enough level to cast break enchantment, so I believe I still need to roll, don't I?
Let's see. You can make a caster level check equal to the DC is the scroll's caster level +1 to cast a spell successfully.
Mhm.
So that's pretty low roll that you have to make.
Depends on what level the spell is.
Yeah.
It's a +0.
Break enchantment. So minimum caster level.
In the meanwhile, like I said, dragging this guy out to the front lawn, and I guess we're going to go in the south door this time. Someone else has something pressing in this room they want to do.
Yeah, it's a level 5 wizard spell. So if it's a caster level check of DC 5 + 1, you said?
Well, it's a caster level, so it's whatever the minimum caster level to be Wizard's 5.
Yeah, wizard 5. That's what I said.
Well, that's the spell level, but it's like the caster level. So what's the earliest level they can cast fifth
Oh,
level
right.
spells? So 9 plus. So you'd be looking for a DC 10.
Okay, and with my
Cast.
prescience, I can pretty reliably do that.
Yeah. So that's not unreasonable. So
No, I could do that.
Should we search through the room at all? See if maybe there's an extra set of keys for this grand door.
You can do that while I'm dragging this guy out, I guess.
Yep.
To get him out of this vapor before it.
I guess a perception.
Mm-hmm. By the way, you all gain 233 gold for this encounter. Looking around, you don't find too much in most of the like the desks and such, but there is one desk in particular you or not desk, a chest that you open up, and you find a sack under, because the chest is under one of the desks. And inside you find a sack of 500 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
How much was
and then, huh?
The previous amount was 230.
233.
Okay.
They like to give odd numbers for some reason.
Yeah.
But in the chest with the sack that had the money, you find a collection of scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just copy and paste them. If it'll let me. Come on. Scroll of Cure Moderate Wounds, a scroll of False Life, and a scroll of Dispel Magic.
Got to use 2 of those.
But you couldn't cure me, could you?
Nah, wizard.
You can use a spellcraft to try, I think, but
It's
or not
activation.
a UMD.
Made a scroll.
Sorry. not
Yeah,
spellcraft.
unfortunately, since we're playing by rules as written, I have a +0 to UMD because I'm not very high charisma.
Activating scroll.
It's okay.
But if
Is
it's all right
there-
with you guys, I'll note down the 2 scrolls I can use on my sheet.
Yeah.
To be fair, a scroll of false life is like a patch healing.
Mhm. It gives you like I think 1d10 temporary hit points or something like that. I can't remember the exact number.
Yeah, not as good as a cure light wounds, but hey, it's doable.
I remember that used to
Okay.
be like I cast that all the time when I was playing Amadeus because it was just basically a free
Here
extra
we
health.
go. It's actually easier than UMD. If they meet 3 requirements, which you do, but the caster level is lower than the spell's caster level, then she must make a caster level check, DC equal to scroll's caster level +1. So,
Well, that's what I thought I said.
it's-
Like the scrolls caster level, which is the 5th level spell for the break enchantment, which would be 9
Yeah.
to cast that,
that'd be
and then
10.
+1, so DC 10.
And it's your caster level check, not
Yeah.
UMD or anything else.
Yeah.
So it'd be a +2.
And yet somehow Kier still destroyed that scroll of teleportation. I remember that was a natural 1, to be fair.
That whole fight was, or that whole encounter and session was just
Yep.
shenanigans all around. Okay.
Yep. I've never had it before where the natural 1, it tears the scroll in half, and then I bust up laughing, and I say in character, Barrow Walker, full hysterical laughter as well. Like, it's a level of stress and ridiculousness where you can either just collapse or you just laugh like a maniac.
Mhm.
Anyway, back to the main
Yeah.
hall.
Yep.
Someone write down that scroll of cure moderate wounds.
I'm just gonna grab all of you to make it easier to just
Yep.
jump you back into the hallway.
Unless you guys want me to bogart it, but
I'll put it on my character just so I remember it's in our loot, but give it to somebody who can use it later.
Speaking of, you're moderately beat up. Do you have your own healing? Or I can offer you a cure light wounds potion.
I would very much like to buy that from you. It's unfortunate I didn't think to buy any before we left. But he'll give you 50 gold pieces if you'll let him use that.
Yep.
Because I think that's what they cost on my sheet. Is that what they
Yep.
are on yours?
Right now, most of you guys' character sheets are pretty similar in terms of what you can buy.
yeah.
There's a couple different things, but
That does the trick.
got five.
tastes like 3.
Like to keep at least 2.
Yes.
Okay.
When we get back, I'll be buying like 15 of those.
Which way you guys going now?
Well,
To the Great Hall. Let's see if we can get in.
I need to find this other dude, and we should look for more survivors.
Let's just examine the lock first, eh?
Yeah, all right.
Kazim, as you go over and test the door, it is very locked. You could try to pick it. You could try to break through it. It is I think it's a stone door, so cutting through it's not going to be possible.
Yeah.
But you could probably you could try to make a strength check to break it through, off its lock mechanism.
Is there a door?
This is like an add a character thing. So break can work on any object, medium size or smaller. A single person door, I often would argue, is medium sized, but at the exact same time, it doesn't destroy it until the second casting. So I feel like casting on a door would jam it more than open it.
Yeah, I think it would more jam it, especially when a
Yeah.
heavy door like this.
Yeah, that's so. I'm arguing against myself, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah, because this door is designed to be heavy and hard to like break into.
Yeah, if I had maybe a second one, which I don't, there's a argument for burning 2 spells to open 1 door. But yeah, I explained that a door this proportioned, if I did that same magical trick again, it's liable to jam, and even if we get the key, then we won't be able to get inside. So it's either your muscle or we go find the key.
How much talking? Gazim goes into a rage and tries to kick the door open.
Go for it. Make a strength check. I will say I'm going to cap it at 2 strength attempts. So, it hurts, and you try to do it a second time, and it just doesn't quite budge. You see it jiggle a little bit the second time, but after that couple seconds of rage, and you just slam into it, you just feel like it's not going to move.
I don't know what it is. It must be wearing the scarf is making it so I can't breathe as well.
Well, let's see if we can't find the keys before we try taking off the scarves, which might well be the only thing protecting us from going the way those 2 gentlemen did in the other room.
Yes, fine.
Very insensitive, you Gazim. The plague in Corvosa is only 2 months from now.
The what?
You mean the plague I started by cracking open that window?
What?
What?
Yes, your mother. Anyway.
Okay. A lot of very storage-looking things down here.
A large placard above the entryway as you enter reads "Hunting the Beast of Legends" in great Comic Sans letters.
Jester Sans.
Yep. No, this is before comics, so it's just called Sans.
Yep.
This gigantic chamber is relatively free of mist, actually, seemingly held at bay by braziers of radiant light. You see behemoths that occupy these halls, great taxidermied nightmares. You see a 2-headed bear, easily taller than an ogre, a giant desiccated beetle, its carapace larger than the face of the clock tower of Absalom's clockwork cathedral, a massive specimen of a chimera, its jaws open in a mock roar, an assembled skeleton of a tyrant lizard. The walls are studded with strange masks, staves, spears, and other implements of long-forgotten cultures, most likely used in ritual hunting of beasts.
I'll switch back to my greatsword. Well, we know what happened last time we walked into a bunch of statues.
Yes. Keep your guard up. Could be anything in here.
Like
Definitely don't want to fight one of these, even if it is a zombie.
2-headed bear.
So there's masks on the wall?
Yes.
Just snatch a couple of those real quick.
Roll me a perception for Zudor when you do that.
Yeah, you know what? I'll do you a better. I'll roll a perception with a prescience. That's a 9, so hopefully I can do better. 19.
Okay. As you're grabbing one of the masks, you hear like the sound of like stone chipping and falling away.
Mm-hmm.
As like you're looking back to see what the other 2 are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the mask's coating falls away to reveal a rather scary creature that just kind of breaks free and is currently in your grasp, but not actually grappled or anything.
Mm-hmm.
This one would require a roll to know what it is, if you wish to. But it is going to attack regardless.
What knowledge?
Let me just double check.
Religion, I think.
This would be planes.
Planes, all right. 20.
It is a Vargui, or however you say that. Vargul.
Gotcha.
Probably.
It's delicious pasta.
Baba Booey.
Grabbed by the Vargulis.
Okay. So go ahead and turn off that one. Put in the combat one. And then descending order. Zudor, you're up first. You're able to, since you grabbed it, specifically grabbing the masks, it does not get a surprise round. So
Nice. Let's see here. Do I know anything about this creature from that roll?
you know its shriek can paralyze. It has poison, and it can drain your mental capacities with a kiss.
Gotcha.
And it loves to kiss.
Oh no.
There's absolutely no way in hell this is going to succeed because I'm a wizard. But since I'm holding on it, I would like to just like press it face first into the ground and then lay on top of it.
Basically trying to grapple and pin it.
It's essentially.
Go ahead and give me a grapple check first. It doesn't get a reaction because it hasn't acted in turn yet. So
there's no way this would work, but I'm just thinking, I'm like, this is what a person would do. It's like, oh shit, it's gonna make noise. Like,
yeah. So roll a CMB. That tracks.
Yeah, that tracks.
It actually just like slips out of your grasp as you attempt to do this.
So I'm prone now, and it's free.
I don't think you're prone, are you?
No, I'm just saying I was trying to lay on top of it, and I got a natural 1. So I'm like, yeah, I'm prone now.
Okay. Well, either way, its turn. It is going to fly up into the air. It's going to be about 10 feet off the ground. And it is going to let out a shriek. Everyone needs to make me a fortitude save.
Your points for rerolls, right?
Yes.
I'm not going to do that because
you
very
do that or
rarely
add a
does
plus
under
4.
10 succeed. Okay, yeah, I'll go with
19.
that.
Which one are you going to go for Alex?
Yes, make that a 14 then.
Okay.
So
you all do succeed. The DC was 12. You would have been paralyzed for 2d4 rounds if it had succeeded. So, but that does take its turn. It is now 10 feet off the ground. I'll say it moved to here.
Whatever you do, don't French it.
I know it's tempting.
I was not planning on that, Zoo.
I guarantee you it is.
Okay. You say we won't be discussing your predilections later. I'm going to quickly, as a move action, sheath my long sword and pull out one of these throwing axes and chuck it at the thing. And miss.
It flies out of the way. It's basically just a head in the air at this point with bat wings.
Bat wings, you say?
Indeed.
Judging from its height, does it look like I could leap up onto this table and leap up and take a swing at it as I jump up? All right.
I will say, if you leap up and attack it like that, I will say that if you miss, it gets an attack of opportunity on you as you fall back to the ground.
All right.
He's just jumping up on the table, he says.
Gonna rage.
Up in the air.
$14 for 23. So describe to me how you kill this thing as you do this, because that's a lot of damage. I want to give you the honor of describing this.
Yep. Great sword was already in hand. He leaps up on his right foot and then just one step forward, full 300 combat movie, leaps into the air, sword straight up over his head. No doubt in his mind that he would ever miss. Just comes down straight onto this head, slicing it in two.
And it is a goopy mess of purplish blood that just kind of like mixes with the red blood that was already. Well, actually, no, the axe had the blood from the guy. So now you have a couple different weapons just dripping.
Yep, he cleans off this sword.
I'll go retrieve my axe. Think there's any more of those things in here?
No, but I hope not. But good job finding that one, Zudor.
Where did it even come from?
Based upon your implications, Alex, all I can say is love is love.
You each get 100 gold from that encounter.
Stand up, dust myself off. Well, that was an experience.
Do you think you have perceived any others, Zudor? You found that one so cleverly.
Roll me your
18.
perception.
Yeah.
There is another mask that looks like this one, but you can tell that even if it could have turned into one of these things, it is already being like split in two and glued back together. So if it was alive, it is not anymore. So you're fairly certain you're safe.
I think we're fine from this one at the moment. I mean, if you want to punch that one's on you.
Walk over and punch that one.
It crumbles.
Then we should be good.
Got 2 doors here.
Unless I'm wrong. Then, you know, everyone has off days.
2 doors, huh? Man, that's all going to be all kinds of drama to watch.
I'm more of a fan of the zoo door.
Hey.
I say within character.
Just holding up your hand for a high five. No one knows
Yep.
what you're doing.
Well, this was the storage room.
You open it up.
Pop it open from the side. Make sure nothing flies at me.
You see a couple moths fly out, kind of just confused by the dust, the mist, but nothing else. Inside, you see a simple room of unadorned stone, piled. The room is piled floor to ceiling with boxes, crates, allowing only for a few small corridors between these towers of dusty, mothballed exhibits that seem to be just like in storage.
Is anyone alive in here?
Preferably say.
Yeah, calling out. You don't hear anyone cackling or otherwise. I will say, as one of you kind of explore inward and you get closer to like this wall here, you hear the faint sounds of mad cackling coming from through the wall.
Well, that's promising.
Let's go stab that person in the belly. Maybe they have the keys.
Yeah, that one's misaligned. It's about to be opened anyway, but
Yeah, I noticed that, but I'm like, it's not worth fixing right now.
God, it's one of those diabolical revolving doors. Satan's Ferris wheel.
So as you open the door, these restrooms seem to be used for visiting clientele. You see several stalls here are made with clearly like a huge cesspool below to collect the offal. You hear mad laughter echoing through the cramped stone chamber, and you see stepping out of one of the stalls a man with a snake coiled about him, and he's like, "New guests, say hi, Sheg." And he pulls out a skull, like not a skull, a head from somebody. There's like cut at the neck, and he just shakes the head so the mouth moves. "Hi, strangers." It's like, "I'm gonna kill them now, Sheg." And he's like, he shakes the head of his head. "Okay, have a good time." And he just throws the head to the side, and he just turns to face you all.
Alex.
We need Shig's body. Where is it?
Alex would visibly grimace and follow the head.
God, look at the size of that snake. It must be popular in the red light district.
Heyo.
All right, Gazim, you take the snake. I'll try and bring down the gentleman. Hopefully to his senses.
I've been rolling a lot of nat 20s on initiatives, I've noticed.
Yep.
And another last place.
Not quite. Sending the Viper gets to go first. It's going to. It's still wrapped around him. You guys aren't in the room. It's just going to stay there for a moment. Zudor. Do.
Running out of tricks. Let's see here. Really need to remember to use my anticipate peril scrolls. Might be a little bit helpful. You know what? No one's in the melee yet. I'm gonna target the dude. Ka-cha. 15.
That'll hit.
I graze his cheek slightly.
Scoreboard.
First blood for Zudor. The rest is you.
Mm-hmm.
Alex. The snake is going to get an attack of opportunity on you. Not attack, but a prepared action. Sorry. 16 will miss, I imagine.
Yeah, thankfully. I don't feel like dealing with poison at the moment.
Nah, not always fun.
So, yeah, flat of the blade again. 24 for 4. It's a 20 for 4.
Still hits him. Doesn't do enough to knock him unconscious or anything, but he's up. And it is Gazim's turn.
Gazim shall rage. And could he take one movement there and then charge, or is that a feat?
I'll allow it. Because you guys, I imagine you guys were all kind of near the door, so I would say it wouldn't probably be a whole 5 feet away from the door when you were there.
Yep.
So.
Hey, can I have we say I told the other guy to fetch medical aid for the other guy?
So
that's
23 to hit.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, as Alex steps forward to attack the man with the flat of his blade, the viper strikes out at him. But at the same time as it strikes out and misses, you see Gazim just charge in, and then while the snake's mouth is outstretched, you just slice its head off as it falls off the guy and just kind of rolls around for a couple seconds before lying belly up.
Mm-hmm.
It had 3 hit points. Woo!
Yeah, that's some overkill. The best kind of kill.
The man looks at the snake that was coiled around him just a second and goes like, I was going to eat that. And he just focuses on Gazim and is going to attack you twice. No, sorry, just once. This guy can only do it once. I don't think it confirms.
Probably not.
Cope, are you at AC 14
I think
right
he
now?
said 14 was his raging. So miss even if he was.
He might be dealing with dog aggro right now.
I absolutely was. Sorry, guys.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Does a 13 hit you?
A 13 does not.
Okay, so he doesn't confirm the crit, so you only take 3 points of damage.
Okay.
But that's all he does. Zudo.
All right. Gonna get a little bit closer. Gonna cast Daze.
I love that spell.
Such an early level great spell.
Mm-hmm.
So he gives me a will save, and he fails.
So he is dazed. They can take no action next round.
Mm-hmm.
All right, kick his ass.
Kick his ass, Seabass.
Mm-hmm. 19 for 9. Non-lethal.
That's enough to knock him out.
Mm. Doesn't seem to be half-orc body anywhere around, is there?
Roll me a perception.
Have you checked
Yep.
the drops?
Gotta find that headless body.
20.
20. So there, you only see the head, but you definitely see a blood trail, and it's leading inside the toilet hole.
Mm-hmm.
Shining some light down there with like a torch or anything. There's clearly a body down there in the fluids and liquids.
Yeah.
I did not prepare prestidigitation today, so whoever go down there is on their own.
Kazim will take his great axe and see if he can
Hook
dip
it up.
dip the head down there and hook it up. Yep.
Okay, go ahead and what would I have you do for this? This is just funny.
Maybe a dexterity check.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a dexterity check. You can get it up no matter what, but if you roll under a 3 or under, you're gonna fall in and have to crawl back out.
So like a sleight of hand.
I'm just gonna have him use a dex.
Yeah.
Okay, you're able to pull him up with no issues. You hook like under the arm with the curve of the axe, and you pull the body out. Let's see.
Would you look at that? Guess it's true what they say. I look up and make direct eye contact with one of my party members. Shit happens.
It happens.
But yeah, you see a headless, the half orc's body, still having all of his gear on. You clearly see a ring of keys still attached to his belt. You do see that he is missing his legs and one of his arms. It looked like they were both chewed upon.
Yeah.
And you do gain 120 experience for this, or not 20 experience, gold for this encounter.
All right, I guess I'll grab the key ring. Is there anything like nearby that I could dip it in to rinse off somewhat?
Yeah, there'd probably be like a water bucket there people use to clean themselves after they're using the bathroom, so you could probably rinse it off in there.
Kazim will hand you a bar of soap.
Must get clean. Must get clean.
He'd wash his hands as well. Not knowing why, just feeling the need to.
I have a little pump bottle of that foam sauce, inexplicably in plastic. Don't question it.
I
What
mean,
a
the
potion is that?
entire time I picture Zudor wearing Jordans. Just wizard robe
Yeah.
and see like white Jordans sticking out every time he
Every-
walks.
Every other time we look at him, he's like Merlin from the end of Disney's Sword and Stone. Just come back in a Hawaiian shirt, Reeboks, and a backwards ball cap.
Listen, there's so much interesting historical finds in this era, but the thing you need to understand about the future is they have central heating and cooling.
So like a heart.
And if I had time travel and I came to the future and I had central heating and air from a time that never had that, I would never go back.
Yeah, it's
Never.
literally academic curiosity. Zudor could make a fortune from writing history books in the future.
No, but the thing is, no one would ever believe it. Like, he wouldn't have this information. Fake news.
Yeah, like that stopped anyone else from making money before.
Fair.
All right, Grand Hall.
I will just go ahead and drag you guys over there to make it easier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Grand Hall.
Another drag dude out to the front
Thought you
lawn.
were
Assume
talking
the other
about-
one's still unconscious because it should be hours to recover 1 HP.
Yeah, they're both unconscious still.
All right. So, before we open that door, I'm going to do my due diligence. I'm going to use one of my scrolls of anticipate peril on myself.
Mhm.
I am also going to cast mage armor on myself.
As you should.
I guess I'll give the Gazim another cure light wounds because
Oh, thank you. I will give you another 50 gold pieces. And
at least he's consistent.
yes, and luckily the last fellow only hit me for 3.
Trace leche flavor.
3 milks.
Yes, and they all cast Cure Light Wounds. But only for 1 point each. Anyway, you were in this hallway. I went ahead and unlocked the door because you do have the keys, so whenever you want to do it.
Boom.
Positions.
So as this long hallway leads to this grand hall where the Black Rose Museum shows off its finest collection, as you enter, you see mock vines cling to the walls and hang from 50 feet high dome ceiling, and huts of grass are strewn about in an open area. At the center of this sprawling chamber, a miniature replica of a traditional Mwangi ziggurat rises out of the mist to a height of nearly 20 feet. And at the top of the ziggurat, a rail-thin elven gentleman is strapped to an altar, his bare chest painted with strange sigils and a monkey paw-shaped blots of paint. You see what looks like nearly 20 apes, baboons, and other monkeys, like almost like the rafters of this room. As they hear the door open, they see you entering. They just begin to hoot and holler, and like it's like they're a crowd of people on looking what looks like it's going to be a fun show. And from the ceiling, you hear a large whoo, 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 and dropping from the roof is a large gorilla.
3 minutes, one gorilla leaves.
I will say that you guys will probably be in the room when you see this because it's hard to see with the mist.
Yep.
Aha!
I knew it. It's always the monkeys.
It seems to be a lowland gorilla, not an orangutan.
You will not thwart me in this timeline, Simeon.
How'd he thwart you in a different one?
But yeah, as he falls down, he's like, ooh, ooh. And he just does that beating of the chest that gorillas do, as he clearly just wants to brawl.
As they do.
Let's see. I don't.
I would say even if this wasn't a mind controlled gorilla, it's still a gorilla territorial.
I'm gonna expend 2 temporal points for Kasim and Alex to add a D4 to their initiative.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I don't have too many other uses for that temporal points right now, so I might as well make it rain. But you know what? Yeah, it's not worth it.
Looks like he's beating us all anyway.
Yep. Hey, I had to try.
Well, I'm faster to last place now.
Go ahead and, as before the fight actually starts proper, roll me a perception check for everybody. Well, since you're in this room.
Yeah, I had questions once my turn came around.
19.
19. So yeah, you all see as you see a bunch of different the monkeys that are up in the rafters. They actually look like real living animals at this point. That you can tell. You do see what scurrying among these primates, what look like almost like wooden monkeys that will dash here and there in between the ones on the ceiling and the rafters.
Can you dispel this magic?
I'll work on it. Keep the big one busy.
Give me 1 second just to check something. Okay. Okay, Gorilla's turn. He gonna go. And he is going to step or just run over here, and he has reach, so he's just going to reach out a big monkey fist to punch at Gazim, which will miss.
Phew.
Does Kazim have any ranged attacks?
Yes.
I get the
Get
feeling.
closer and hit with the greatsword.
As you say,
He's
I
actually-
feel like things we needed a roll to see are gonna be.
He's a
kill.
hurling build barbarian.
Well, you can keep the big monkey busy. I think we should.
And I'm sorry,
probably-
it's one one figure in particular in the Raptors, not multiple.
Okay. So just one wooden monkey.
Yep.
A bit more complicated. Stow the shield, but I do that and pull out my short bow.
I will go ahead and put the monkey statue thing on the turn order to show you that it is active, since you all kind of are aware of it at this point, since you all rolled pretty good. But it's not technically right there. I just have it as an example.
I think it's. You can go ahead and do someone else's turn. I'm gonna look up what exactly donning and doffing a shield was. I think it's a round.
Gotcha. Zudor. But
yeah, move action. So, move action, put the shield away, and move action to pull out the bow.
Gotcha.
So is it my turn?
Yes.
So is there any sort of like spellcraft I can do to try to figure out like what's going on here? Like if I dispel magic the idle wooden monkey or break enchantment or anything like that, is there anything I can roll to try to piece together?
Yeah, roll me a knowledge arcana.
All right. 25.
Okay, actually, I've got quick draw, so I'm gonna just take a shot at the wooden monkey.
Nope.
Probably miss anyway. But now we get to know what Zudo knows.
Yep.
It might just be me, but Kenneth, you got quiet again.
I was kind of whispering, but
Yeah.
Just this.
So, Zudor, with that knowledge roll, break enchantment could clearly break whatever's holding that one person that's on top of the ziggurat. That's just being kind of like laying there.
Right.
Dispel magic won't destroy this statue, as it is clearly a construct.
Uh-huh.
But you could, if you use the dispel magic scroll that you have, it would temporarily disable it for a number of rounds that I'd have you roll on. So it wouldn't be able to like run around or use any abilities it may or may not have.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a gamble on that. So I'm not within reach of the gorilla right now, right?
No, I don't think so. Let me just double check. Nope.
All right, so I'll move over here. Then I'm going to perform a caster level check to try to activate the dispel magic on the idol.
Gotcha.
I'm going to use one of my last remainings of prescience. 16. That's good. I mean, at this point, why do I even need to roll? Because that means I'm going to succeed no matter what, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I will hit the idol with the dispel magic scroll.
Yep. Let me see. Save and throw none. So go ahead and roll me a 1d3.
All right. What should be a 1? Hey!
It is disabled and cannot take its turns for 3 rounds. So,
all right. I believe I have bought us some time.
Next up is Gazim. There's a big
Yeah,
old monkey.
And I've always wanted to kill a gorilla.
I'm sorry, it's not a monkey. It is a great ape.
The best.
The greatest of apes.
He'd go into
huge.
rage, 5-foot step up, power attack.
Yep. That will hit. It seems that its body is supernaturally reinforced, but it does seem to be able to get through it. Took a big old chunk out of it, but it is still up. One turn down of the Ticktown idol. Okay, this monkey, mad at Gazim, is going to power attack both of its slams on you.
Mm-hmm. Down to a 14 AC with rage.
So one less, but it'll be 2 higher on the damage. Okay, so here's the 2 attacks. 17, 20.
Both hit.
So you take 15 points of damage as it just wallops you. Zim's looking pretty wounded, but he's angry, so he's still up.
Mm-hmm.
Kazim and the monkey will fight to the death.
One of these is more preferred than the other.
I will. Sorry, wrong layer. I would say he's gonna reposition to like right here.
5 foot over. And try to hit this thing again.
Even being stunned and stuff, a 9's not gonna hit. Tiny thing. It's actually diminutive. Okay. I assume that's your turn.
Yeah. Don't have. Yeah, I could. I don't know, a 5 foot step, so yeah.
Zudor.
Go help Kazim. I can handle the idol. I then do a finger gun straight up, a totally new gesture that, as far as anyone is aware, Zudor made up, and I use my last magic missile on the idol. Auto hits. Max damage.
Mm-hmm. The idol takes the whole brunt of that. It is still up, but you do seem to see some damage that you did, and it seems that it didn't resist any of it, basically.
Excellent.
Okay. Staying put where you are?
Yeah.
Kazim.
Kazim will 5 foot up. And
Describe how you kill the gorilla.
it's a flurry of blows as he stabs and then spins around, chops an arm, and then counter moves and comes across its neck.
Very well. It is just demolished by your swinging great sword as it falls down.
As it falls down, go ahead. I can make the joke after.
I was going to say, as it falls down and blood pools onto the ground, the monkeys in the distance, in the rafters, just begin to hoot and holler even louder than before.
Kazim looks up and yells, "I am your new king!"
And Kazim has earned the right to say, me kill a gorilla.
That's bananas.
I know, right?
BANANAS!
Gods, the three of us are so clever. All right, focus fire this thing.
That's all it can do, obviously, or Kazim could do. Second round of this thing not being able to do anything. Gorilla's gone. Alex.
Yeah. Not a gorilla to worry about. I guess I'll try to get even closer. Yeah. You can say it's not where it is, but
yeah, but you can just use it as an analogy for getting closer to it.
Let's try one more shot. I think my bow is defective.
No, you see, there's a fissure right down the side of it. Zudor. Alex is struggling with bows.
All right, so I'm going to use that natural 20 on my crossbow attack.
Okay, just go ahead and roll your crossbow attack to see if you can confirm the crit.
No.
Nope.
So 4 damage.
Still 4 damage.
I don't know. Mine's working just fine. Flashback to how I missed, and then I'm like, hold on a second, and I step back in time and took the second shot again.
It does hit, and it looks even worse, but it is still ticking, I guess. That's a construct thing.
Yeah, it's got one more round of paralysis.
Yep. Zim, you're angry, and all that stands in your way of finishing your anger is a little wooden boy.
Kazim will pull out his javelin and toss it at the wee little boy.
Jesus.
Damn.
No, Kazim!
Like you're felling a branch of a tree at a distance, you just hurl this javelin, and somehow this javelin just pierces this idol and manages to cause it to burst into splinters. As it does, this magical mist that's been enveloping this building just begins to evaporate and dissipate.
I love that Alex took 2 shots with the bow and just completely whiffed each time. And then just Zudor and Gazim were like, pew pew, and it just explodes.
Yeah. 3 shots.
Yeah.
Oh, the die.
As the mists begin to dissipate, the man that's on top of the ziggurat like lifts his head and is like, what the fuck just happened? Like, why am I naked? Why am I painted?
Trying to turn you into a monkey.
Maybe.
Oh, that makes sense. Mwangi stuff.
Yep. You know how it is.
Why didn't I? This is the last time I buy anything from the goddamn Pathfinder Society. He looks up. Oh, you're Pathfinders. I stand by my comment.
It's fair.
Yeah, it's your money.
I mean, your last name is a sham.
No, it's Black Rose.
No, it's Black Ross.
No, we hate that guy. Completely different family. He has 2 S's. We have 1 S.
Would that
Fuck
make him
that
Black
guy.
Ross?
That'd be 4 S's. At least with your accent. Where are you from, anyway?
Taldor, I invented the language you're speaking.
Okay,
By the
I'm
way,
dealing with crazy people.
You are still tied up and nude, so maybe consider nice?
Well, I mean, I assumed you were going to untie me, and I have to reward you for your efforts in saving me. So, if you don't untie me, you don't get the rewards, I guess.
I know.
Unless you're thieves. Well, who am I kidding? You're Pathfinders. Of course you're thieves. But are you dishonest thieves?
It's not thieving if they're dead. It's called looting, I say as I cut his
Well, counting yourself, 4 of your staff survived. Don't know how affected 2 of them will be, but given you snapped out of it when the monkey was broken.
Yeah. I was doing some studies on this idol, and I think I woke it up, which is the issue. I should have been more careful on my part. My family will provide compensation to those who lost their lives in this situation. Not that that's much compensation, but it's the best that we could do. I believe I owe you all something. And he goes over to his wall. Keep in mind, this guy's still butt-ass naked.
Yep.
There's no shame.
Bold.
Pulls the spear off of the wall. But by the way, Gazim, when you lost your rage, do you still have positive hit points?
Yeah, he has 2.
Okay.
And he's fatigued for the whole time we're talking.
Yep. He pulls this spear off this wall. This is an ancient Mwangi spear. I know that your headmaster at the society around here is in a heated bid to outbid me for it, but I managed to secure it. It is found near a colony of Saragava during the reign of the expansionist Chelish prince Heliad I. It's worth a great deal, and I'm sure they would happily pay to have it added to their collection. Looking at it, the spear is a bejeweled masterwork spear with brittle white bird feathers tied to it with crumbling leather straps. Though the spearhead is still remarkably sharp, it is worth 750 gold that you guys can divide amongst yourselves at the end of the session. And I was a society member once. I suppose you should get a personal reward other than just this. And he tosses one of you a rock. I assume you know what an ion stone is.
Oh my god, where are you keeping that?
Don't ask.
Alright, gonna go wash my hands again.
It is a cracked mulberry pentacle ion stone.
I'll just quickly look that up.
It's a +1 to bluff and diplomacy checks, worth 400 gold.
That'd be wasted on me.
Same.
Yeah, I guess I'll keep a hold of it then.
Yep.
At the very least, if you don't want to use it, you can find a wayfinder, and it has added benefits when you use those.
Yeah.
Anyway, if everything's all said and done, I do not like Pathfinders in my museum. So kindly fuck yourselves and let me find my clothing.
So
Respectfully.
man.
A jolly fuck you too as well.
See, this guy gets it.
Till next time, Black Ross.
It's Black Rose.
The two cursed members of your staff are on the front line. The one that didn't succumb to it should be arriving with medical aid.
Oh yeah, and there are 40 monkeys in your rafters. Have a good day. Close the door.
He looks up. The monkeys are still screaming, but they're trying to scramble to get out now that you killed Datunga.
We're walking out with a spear. I'm like, what a tool. He hasn't even discovered the flying cities of the Expanse yet.
Flying cities, you say?
Oh, yes.
And that's probably a good fade to black.
Yep.
Yep. With the curse removed, the Black Rose Museum returns to business as usual after some cleanup after a couple days. A letter is sent to the Pathfinder Society, thanking you for helping end the curse on the museum, offering any of the ones who saved the museum a chance to court one of their many daughters. Whether it's up to you guys whether you take them up on that option or not.
What? Yes.
So Gazim, if you take that up on your option, all they require is that you rename yourself to Gazim Blackrose.
No. It's clearly Black Ross, and that's his.
They shoo you out very quickly after that.
I'm not taking the name of some house that has the wrong name.
Alex is out to make his own name. He doesn't need theirs.
I open up my journal. I write, if you go into past, find Black Ross ancestor and set him straight.
Believe me, the amount of times they breed, they're very straight.
Yep. No, then the freaking Aeons would just kill me. Fucking time cops. Cross it out.
Okay, fine. Don't set them straight. Set them gay.
Set them gay. Oh my god! That was from a YouTube person where he said you can say literally anything in a movie trailer where he just adds himself in the movie trailers. And one of my favorite ones is he says, "Give it to me straight, Doc. Then give it to me gay."
But yeah, you all get the reward of the golds that you were given.
Yep.
In addition, that last encounter gives you another 100 gold on top of what you already have.
So that's 350 gold after splitting the spear for us then?
Yes.
Okay.
In addition, you each gain 2 prestige points. And each of your factions go up. Like, let's see, you said Kadira, Taldor, and Andoran, right?
Yep.
So far, Andor is still in the lead.
Yeah, because Kenneth has been here for all of them.
And I think also there was one where 2 people were Andoran. So
yeah, the last one we did, Mike's Hobbit.
Yep.
I hate how it bugs out like that.
there we go. But yeah, good on you guys. Like I said, like if you guys had made your way down the hallway and were able to break down that door, the session could have been over very quickly.
Oh yeah.
Then we'd all have missed.
Still didn't take too long.
You can go ahead and stop the recording now, Ken, if you want. Nothing really to post explain. So
So for